Remember, if you call in, you're entered to win a pizza party. We're going to talk about that later. So we have Ashley on the phone that is one of our Emily Griffith GED students. We do have a GED program here, and she's got a math question for Becca.
Ashley, are you there?
Yeah.
You can hear us? Okay. What's your question?
Okay, this is for ratios and proportions.
Okay.
And the question is, Amanda traveled 558 miles in 9 hours. What is the unit rate that describes her travel?
Okay, so let me get this straight. So it was someone traveled 558 miles in 9 hours, and they asked, what was the question? They asked for the unit rate?
Yeah.
So they wanted miles per 1 hour, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you're able to watch on TV, Ashley, but if you're not, I'm going to try and explain it and also show it on TV. So if you're able to see it or watch the show, you can see it, but I'll try to explain it well enough that you can also understand while I explain it. So if you said it's a ratio proportion problem, we would want to set it up as a ratio with, and it doesn't matter what goes on top, but I like to put miles on top of your fraction because usually you hear it and see it as miles per hour. So I would go ahead and put I put the wrong number there, 558 miles on the top of your fraction.
Okay.
And then on the bottom, I would put 9 hours. So for every 9 hours this person goes, they're traveling 558 miles. So 558 on top and then 9 hours on the bottom. Mm-hmm. And then we don't know how many miles she can travel in 1 hour, but that's what we're trying to find out. And so we'd set up an equivalent ratio. So you'd say 558 over 9 equals x over 1, because x, the top is our miles, and then the bottom is our hours, and that was 1 hour. We wanted to find the unit rate. Are you following me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a proportion set up, 2 equivalent ratios, and to solve, you could do it a couple ways, but I was going to cross multiply. So you would multiply your 558 times 1, and then say that equals the 9 times x. And so you have an equation. Are you following me right now?
Okay, so why did you say 558 times 1?
Because, so with that proportion that's set up, one of the ways that you can solve a proportion is by cross multiplying. And so I took the 558 from the miles and multiplied across my proportion to that 1 hour, the one that's on the bottom of your other ratio. So that's why I did the 558 times 1. And then on the other side, so equals 9, so the bottom of the first ratio, times x, the top of the second ratio. Are you familiar with cross multiplication?
Yeah.
Okay. One other way that you could solve unit rate is with division. So you could take the 558 miles and then divide it by 9 hours, and that will tell you how much they would travel in 1 hour. And that's exactly what happens with the cross multiplication as well.
Okay.
And so we would divide by 9, and my mental math is not this good. I've got to use a calculator. So when you divide that by 9, you get 62. So that means for every 1 hour, she can travel 62 miles. So that would be your unit rate.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it did. It's just because the other questions, it was more cross multiply, and this one it just was written differently.
Oh, because of the unit rate?
Yeah.
Oh, and anytime it says unit rate, it means that they want the amount for 1 hour or 1 minute or whatever it is that they're talking about. Unit just means for 1, and that's how you'd set up your proportion with 1 on the other side.
Okay.
I really hope that I helped you. Did I help you?
Yeah.
Thank you
That was
so
really
much for
good.
calling in, Ashley.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate your questions here on Homework Hotline.